We have a 5-year strategic initiative for the whole agency, in which each department, including information technology, the initiatives are all around the safety and well-being of children and families.
DCS was facing a myriad of issues. We had extremely high caseloads. They did not have the ability to work while they were out in the field. They did have laptops, but they were complaining that the laptops were big, bulky. They were unable to access internet while they were out in the field.
We didn't have a way that they could kind of download that information in a safe and accessible way. So they would end up carrying these case files to them in their car or in their, like in a file of fax, some kind of banker box. They would have all of their case files with them. And certainly hard files is not a secure way to carry citizen data.
Some of the challenges within the Child Protective Services is that we are working on such an antiquated system. It was all paper-based. So we had workers going out to households with 20, 30 different forms, not knowing what they'll need, and then having to rummage through their folder to see if they have that particular form.
Our staff had been saying for years that it was difficult to get their notes in because they could only do it from the office, and they're taking notes on a piece of paper and then having to transfer it into the connection system once they're either in the office or can access from a laptop outside of work. They wanted something that kind of had everything together, that could take the photos, it could make sure that that's associated with the right case number, that it has releases and they can immediately fax them, just to streamline and sort of make their work easier.
We had done a time and motion study on our case management staff, and what we found was that approximately about 30% of the time our case management staff was meeting directly with the families, and the rest of the time, over 70% of the time, they were tasked with administrative duties and responsibilities.
Child welfare case management has always had a heavy emphasis in the paperwork side of doing their job, when we really need to be focused on engaging families and working with them and not really let that paperwork get in the way of providing effective services. If a case manager didn't come prepared to a home visit, or there was an emergency or crisis situation that they had to respond to, if they didn't have a ton of paperwork just sitting in their car or something available to them, then they would make double trips out to homes to just get a signature or to get a certain form filled out that's required by the state. I've always thought that the world is too advanced in technology to be doing the work the way that we were just a short 8 months ago.